Well, a developing story this hour. Just a short while ago, Flavio Hlabangwane was found guilty of premeditated murder. This comes after he admitted to killing his cousin and lover Tshepang Pitse and dismembering her body. Last week, Hlabangwane pleaded guilty to murder, obstructing justice and violating a corpse. He later made further admissions after the state rejected his plea bargain. Our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu, is in court tracking this story for us, joining us now for the latest. Manqoba, good afternoon. Well, the guilty verdict has been passed in court today in this murder case.
Well, certainly, Pradan, just a few moments ago, in fact, Judge Kasim Musa handing down that judgment of premeditated murder for Flavio Hlabangwane. Of course, you recall, Pradan, that last week he admitted to planning and killing his cousin, who was also his lover, Tshepang Pitse. After they had had a fight, he said that he had gone on to plan the murder, giving details in that further admissions that had made to the court, where he revealed that he had gone as far as the internet looking at ways to kill her and ways of disposing the body. So these were all some of the admissions that he had made, of course, last week, which led to this conviction that was given here today by the court. Of course, we saw him for the first time, but then quite emotional as the judge was addressing him. It looked as if all of it was now starting to sink in, just the seriousness of the charges that he's facing. But I've got representatives from the Pitse family, the lawyers that are here on a watching brief for the Pitse family. Of course, they are here representing the family just to find out how they are feeling about this. Baba, thank you very much, Ritumeti, for your time. Let's just talk about the family. Of course, they must be quite elated. They must be relieved. It's a bittersweet moment for the family, given that finally the man who killed their daughter has finally received justice, but also they still haven't found all the body parts.
Yes, so you must understand that with the family, the main issue was finding closure because their daughter will never come back, you understand? So our instructions that we received from the family was to ensure that on the legal side, we carry their stress. They do not have to worry about the case, what are the legal terminologies and the jargon involved in the case. However, obviously now, because we've got a successful guilty conviction, obviously there is that sense of justice that is, granted to the deceased and the family. However, the question still remains, where is the rest of the torso, and will the family ever find closure? That answer is obviously a big no. The family will not find closure until the rest of the remains are found. However, on the legal front, we are excited that indeed the trial has taken such a short time and we've received a successful conviction on the count of murder, especially under 51 subsection 1, which is the premeditated aspect. Yes.
Okay, and in terms of, we know that the family has indicated that they will not come to court because for them this is still very traumatic to them. But do you think that they're anywhere to getting the truth really about what happened here?
Like, as it transpired in court today, the statements that were given to us by the accused person were given to us voluntarily and without any undue influence. So this version of what actually transpired, we will have to take it from the accused person. You heard earlier the state did try to poke some holes into some allegations into cheating and the likes of that, but they do not speak to the elements, the core elements of the crime. So insofar as proving the crime, we have succeeded, but insofar as proving reality, what actually transpired, we will never know, and we'll just have to take the version of the accused person. So indeed, what we can safely say now is that justice has taken place, however, the questions still remain.
And in terms of sentencing, we know that, one of the arguments that the defense could likely put is that he has shown remorse. Even here in court, he was very teary, he broke down, but he also confessed to this murder. So they could argue this as a, remorse that has been shown by Flavio Hlabangwane. But as representatives of the family, what does the family want in terms of sentencing? What are they hoping for?
This is, one of those cases, because you must understand that the deceased and the accused person are related. So there's no real win insofar as sending your relative to prison, you understand? So honestly, what the family wants is peace insofar as between the two families, because you need to understand that there's no separating them. I mean, there's a younger sibling of the deceased who's still alive, you understand? So the family wants peace insofar as both families are concerned, and so that they can move forward. And insofar as sentencing is concerned, I mean, there still has to be a pre-sentencing report that needs to be furnished at court before the court can make an informed decision. However, taken from the proceedings, I mean, you must understand that the accused is found guilty on a section which is which gives a minimum sentence of life. So we'll have to look into what the report says insofar as his what can we call them, mitigating circumstances insofar as getting a lesser sentence or deviating. Yes, that's the word. Why must the court deviate from the minimum sentence of life? So that report is quite key in these proceedings, and I think that's when the light bulb moment hit for the accused to say, now this is real life. So we'll have to wait and see what that report says, and then from there we'll then take it. Well, the court will make an informed decision based on that report.
Okay, but for you, just watching this, do you think that there was an element of remorse there?
I mean, you know, we've started this case since when we were in Protea. We've seen Flavio on all appearances. He's had a, you know, tough, brave face. It's only today that he cracked, which is telling. I mean, now, you know, the chickens have come home to roost. So we'll have to, you know, see how he actually behaves going from this point. But I must say, this was the first time we've seen any form of reaction or reality or taking into account what he has done, you understand, throughout the proceedings up until today. So I can say we've identified a difference in his demeanor. However, I mean, you can never tell whether a person is really remorseful or it's like, you know, acting.
We'll have to stop it there, Sinawande, just for time. I just want to get fast to you, Mam Zodwa. Of course, you've been following this case. You've been assisting the Pitse family in this matter. How are you feeling today?
I feel much better, you know, especially because of the sentencing that, you know, he's getting. The magistrate talked about, you know, the life sentence. Though then there's still going to be a pre-judging, you know. It can go anyway. However, we feel much better, especially because you could see now that he's really remorseful. For the first time he cracked, you know, you could see, because all the time he was like brave, you know, he was like, he doesn't care, you know, he just gave that sense. So today it was something else. So it really, I think for all of us, now he really realizes that this is reality. The worst can happen to him.
Okay. Mam Zodwa, I'm going to have to stop it there because of time. Well, thank you for speaking to us. That was Zodwa Zwane from the Zodwa Zwane Foundation, who was part of the people that have been supporting this particular family. Well, we do expect those sentencing procedures to continue. It has been postponed. And of course, the judge, talking to Flavio Hlabangwane, advising him in terms of those pre-sentencing arguments that he will need to present his case. He'll need to give those exceptional circumstances as to why he should not be given life sentence, which is a minimum sentence for this particular crime. So we do expect those to resume when this matter resumes next week.